big Ethereum news today. Ethereum on the daily chart, I know the vibes across crypto in general have just been, they've just been down. We've just been consolidating. You can just even see it right here on the daily chart on Ethereum. But I want to talk about altcoins in this video. And I just want to discuss, and I've said this time and time again, I'm not trying to come off overly bullish here. I just don't think the season has even arrived yet. And I think patience is warranted. And so that's what I want to discuss in this video in terms of altcoins in general. And I really want to give a multi-point view to what I'm talking about. That is to say, I'm going to look at different altcoin charts, zoomed out on the charts. And it's just going to give us the story of what is going on right now within crypto and why I'm just bullish. Even when you look at a daily chart and we're just kind of trickling down right now. I'm just very macro-minded. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let's jump into the video. Let's talk about the big news first. Ethereum spot ETF expected to launch July 2nd. This is Eric. He's a ETF analyst over at Bloomberg. He said, we're moving up our over-under date for the launch of spot Ether ETF to July 2nd. Hearing the staff sent issuers comments on S1s today, and they're pretty light. Nothing major, asking for them back in a week. Decent chance they work to declare them effective the next week and get it off their plate before holiday weekend. Anything's possible. So this isn't like a confirmed date, but they're expected. And this is Eric has been so on point tracking the Bitcoin spot ETFs, the Ethereum spot ETFs. If you're on X and you're in crypto, you probably already follow him for all of this coverage. But that's what we have going on right now. And if you look at an Ethereum chart, there's the daily. I mean, that's a really nice support at the weekly daily moving average. But this is a bigger story, everybody. And when we start talking about altcoin season and we start looking at a chart like ADA, Doge, DOT, AVAX, Solana, whatever, what's happening with Ethereum, what's happening with this news to potentially be kicking off altcoin season, that's just massive. I want to put something in perspective, then we're going to look at the charts. If you are long biased, this is the level you want to see hold going into Ethereum ETF launches. And so there's a range that kind of he has there. And you can see that lower end range in the 2000s. Possibility these ETFs begin trading towards the end of the month or early July. And I believe he posted this before this news. Yeah, this was yesterday. So potentially early July. BlackRock already resubmitted their S1 filing, currently awaiting approval by SEC. You literally have weeks left until institutional capital begins to pour into ETH. And I'll take that a step further. If ETH starts getting just a massive inflow, you better believe, and listen, I know I can be wrong, but you better believe, at least I think, altcoins in general are going to go right with it. And I'm not saying they're going to get that same inflow from institutions, but price, value of altcoins in general, the altcoin markets, is going to go right with it. We saw with the Bitcoin spot ETF crypto markets that basically Bitcoin spot ETF approval and the inflows there that brought crypto up, right? So especially with Ethereum now and altcoins, I think this is amazing timing. So let's talk about the charts. This is Ethereum on the daily, just pointing out that daily candle, but I'm really going to zoom out on all of these charts. And then we're going to look at Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, what I want to do is I want to point something out to you. This was a post. It's very much been on my mind. I saw it the other day. Cardano Thor, can you spot the only chart that is the laughingstock of crypto media and has missed this cycle? Me neither. He's, I believe, alluding to ADA, and he's saying, can you look at all these altcoin charts and can you find ADA? And you can't. And I'm not just highlighting ADA in this scenario and what I'm talking about, but I'm highlighting in general, if you're in the crypto space right now, and this is an encouragement to you, zoom out on the charts, zoom out on Bitcoin dominance, understand Bitcoin and crypto cycles, understand altcoin seasons, and whatever altcoin you're in, understand the data behind the chart, of course, but everybody, be very careful to fall into big media, headlines, narratives, and negativities, not just about something like Cardano. I know there's a lot of Cardano holders out there, but other altcoins. Cardano's not the only one that gets hate. This is altcoins charts, and it's such a brilliant job of displaying a very crucial point. That is to say, altcoins in general are all doing basically the same thing. And that is to say, it's not altcoin season yet. And I still think that is getting ready to happen. But, and if you're curious, by the way, I believe Cardano's over here, this number 9th one. I think that's Cardano right there. He laid out the list. But let's look at the charts now. If we go over, we can actually start with ETH. And this is, I want to make a point. ETH is, it's the number 2 crypto, right? So from that last bull market high to where it is right now, it's down 28%, performing really well. Now, last cycle at this moment, if we actually go look kind of from the 2018 high to around where we were last cycle, down around 75 at one point, 77%, right around here. So you can see the maturity of Ethereum over the last 4 years or so. And that's just going to happen with these blue chips. And now we pivot to something like ADA. ADA is like a cycle behind Ethereum. To give you a sense of how down ADA is from all-time high, ADA currently down around 86%. So Ethereum doing a really good job. But then let's look at other altcoins. I want to really make a point here. Let's look at Doge. Doge down 82%. DOT down 88%. AVAX down from last bull market high. AVAX is down around 80%, 79, 80%. Solana, an overperformer, doing like just better, like 100% better, down only 44%. Those outliers, they're going to be there. And, you know, if you're a person out there that even after all the FTX mess and you were accumulating back here, well played. You know what I mean? This was a great gain. But as you see, altcoin markets right now are just all in a very similar boat. That is to say, like 70, 80% from all-time highs, down from all-time highs. And now if we try and start pinpointing, well, what's going on? Like, why is that happening? Well, just to give you an idea, Ethereum at this moment last cycle was also down around that, right? 70 to 80%. But what we're waiting for is what happened here. And what we're still waiting for this cycle is what is potentially going to happen next. And Ethereum on the weekly just looking really nice. I don't know if this is going to hold, but that 20-week moving average, it just so reminiscent of post-halving last cycle, 20-week moving average, looking really good. We go over now to get clues, right? Here's a total market cap of crypto. There's so much upside we've talked about in relation to this chart. And we go to a Bitcoin dominance chart. And now this is where we start getting some clues. I want to just show you. We're waiting for Bitcoin dominance to top out. And I talk about this all the time. If you've watched my videos, you probably know what I'm going to go over next. But we're sitting here waiting for altcoin season. We realize that altcoins haven't made that nice move just towards all-time highs yet. And when is it going to happen? So historically, if we look at this last cycle, if we take our date from Bitcoin halving to when Bitcoin dominance started falling, that's basically altcoin season, 224 days after the Bitcoin halving. The cycle before that, it took like around 224 days, 231 days or so, or after the Bitcoin halving. Right now, from the Bitcoin halving, we are around 56 days. So this is why I'm saying end of summer, early fall. Let's give it some time, everybody. But that's how long. But what's interesting is we have a chart to study then. That is to say, if Bitcoin dominance chart is going to top out, when's that going to happen? So I find something interesting happening. I've always had room to this lower high Fibonacci. We've been talking about this for months, right? There's room to see Bitcoin just make a move to that area, that range, before falling lower. I don't know if that will happen. If we open up the RSI on the oscillator here, the slower moving oscillator, check out the momentum of Bitcoin dominance right now. It's kind of been a little bit up, trending up on the charts, but in terms of this, kind of losing momentum. It looks like some bearish divergence. And again, this is a weekly zoomed out. Anything can happen. There could be a pop to the upside and Bitcoin could kind of make a nice move to the upside. I think something like that is more possible or likely if Bitcoin's going to make a move like that in an environment where crypto's capitulating and Bitcoin is just not falling as much. That's where we might see Bitcoin just doing that, making a move to upside. Is crypto going to capitulate at this moment? It could. But right now, I mean, we might just be kind of sideways, shaky, unknown. And we might just need to see weeks, maybe even a couple months of consolidation in that unknown territory. And that could be very choppy. But that bearish divergence currently happening on this RSI, I think could be telling that altcoin season actually might be really getting close. And August is only a month and a half away. So this is a weekly chart, and this could play out very soon, right? So when we start considering charts like ADA, and we start even looking at an ADA chart, if we look at ADA chart last cycle, right, from all-time high to around this general consolidation area, very similar areas, down 94%. This time we're down 86%, and we still have a little bit of time before potential altcoin season, but we're essentially on all of these charts. We're waiting for the same exact thing, and that is to say, yeah, we've exited the bear, we're consolidating. Where's this next move? When is that happening? And so when we have news like this with the Ethereum spot ETF coming into play, we have just the leading presidential candidate, Donald Trump. He's just full on just bullish on crypto now, putting together a pro-crypto army. The anti-crypto army is losing. The courts, all that stuff's going to be playing out. I just think we're just getting started. And you zoom out on any of these charts, you zoom out on a total market cap even, maybe crypto does capitulate, right? And it just starts falling. And we're testing the 50-week moving average down here, like 1.5 trillion, right around there. I'm still just going to sit here bullish, and I'm going to get comments like that I'm crazy, but I'm just zoomed out on this market to everybody. And this is a long-term thing. I think altcoins are just about to get started. A little bit more time maybe, but this is just more data coming together. Wanted to share it with you. I hope you're doing well. I've been incredibly busy. I've been a slacker with my content on here. I'm going to try and step up my game, but appreciate you watching. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe, hit the like, turn notifications on. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.